check this piece out, this declaration that I've written, and pass it on to your friends and families. Now, I get 70,000 emails a week from you people forwarding stuff along that I haven't asked you to forward, and most of it I cheerfully look at and go like, oh, thanks, I've already gotten that. So now I'm asking you to do a little forwarding of this. Now, what this is, and the title of the piece is our Revolutionary Declaration of Independence. What this is I took, I went back and took the original Declaration of Independence. Check this out. And I listed 11 things that were declared in the original declaration that the Congress of these United States and the federal government are currently engaged in. These are 11 declarations of why the federal government needs to be reorganized, needs to be, certain agencies need to be eliminated, things need to be returned back to their original constitutional intent. I want you to listen to the grievances here, though, folks. These are the grievances that you and I, in my conversations with you, that we have pretty much agreed upon on the on this illegal immigration, this amnesty stuff. There are 11 of them that are in the original declaration. Listen to this. You don't even have to edit them. Now, the original Declaration of Independence was written at the time that King George III was the king. He was the ruling monarch and tyrant. Now we have King George the 43rd, so we're just going to change it around a little bit. Here, there are 11 declarations. Listen to this. Before we get into the actual news of the day on this, I wanted to share this with you. And I'm not going to edit what Jefferson wrote and what the Congress agreed to. I'm just going to read you the 11 charges. This is what we charge the federal government with, if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, there's the phone right there, 866-957-2874. Number 1, he has refused assent to laws the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. That goes without saying. Number 2, he has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. We have governors that have signed laws that Bush's and the federal government Supreme Courts have struck down, have they not? That one plays. Number 3, he has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people. Yeah. Unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. Number 4, he has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners. Thomas Jefferson, 1776, applies today, does it not? Number 5, he has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. My Lord, was Jefferson talking about King George III or King George the 43rd? I told you I didn't even need to edit them. Number 6, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government. Yeah, they do it every single day, the Congress and the President, every single day. Number 7, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. That's right. Senator Schumer and the rest of them think that they have carte blanche, ladies and gentlemen. They want to write a law, they can, because their Congress, doesn't matter if they have jurisdiction, they're going to do it anyways. Number 8, for imposing taxes on us without our consent. Need I say more? Number 9, he has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. See illegal immigrants. Number 10, he has excited domestic insurrections against us, or amongst us, and he has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers, the Mexicans, whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. I changed the word savage, merciless Indians to Mexicans. It applies. Number 11, in every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. 1986 immigration reform, 1966 immigration reform. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. My Lord, how much more accurate, how much more revealing could that be? Now, I just read you, there were 27 accusations that we made against King George III in Great Britain in 1776 that impelled us to separation, to independence. I just read for you 11 that are clearly identified that our current government today is in violation of. Is it time for another revolution? Is it time for another Declaration of Independence? Listen up. I've taken the liberty of starting this for you. Here are some of the things that I would like to see, and hopefully you will agree, I would like to see addressed. These are the new declarations. It is time to dissolve the engine of its tyranny. Now, whenever I say it, that's the federal government. It is time to dissolve the engine of its tyranny, the federal court system, and to literally interpret in all cases Amendment 11. 2. It is time to dissolve the funding source of its tyranny, the income tax, a proper and legal accounting of which will show it to be null and void and without ratification. 3. It is time to dissolve the tool of its perpetuation, the tool that robs our citizens of their rights to freely choose their posterity's education, the tool that mandates the resignation of our forefathers to infamy and renders their accomplishments as sacred as those of the world's despots, the Department of Education. It is time to dissolve, 4. It is time to dissolve the instrument of this tyranny that is used to confiscate private properties and determine their proper use from afar, the Department of Housing and Urban Development. 5. It is time to dissolve the instrument used against our people to force hardships of economy and hidden taxes upon its citizens. That impels, under threat of confiscation, the several states to issue orders to their citizens, usurping their rightful claim to manage the manufactures of goods as they determine to be just. The Environmental Protection Agency. Now, that's where I'm at today. We'll publish part 2 of that later on this evening on the website at mikechurch.com. So if I stoked any interests or stoked any fires burning in you out there, pass it on to a friend.